So Crytek's newest weekly video came out, and this one is about the game mechanics and how they're changing them in the August update. Let's check it out.
Hello! Today we are going to talk about our design goals for some of the subtle and substantial game mechanics changing with our August launch. We will be touching on trait changes, reducing stalemates, as well as changes to our gunplay formula.
The reducing stalemates, I think I did watch this one time when it originally dropped, and I haven't seen it since. When I was first watching this, the thing I was most excited about was them reducing stalemates, and they do talk about that.
Let us start easy. We are bringing back Witness as a regular trait for everyone to equip in a menu for 5 upgrade points. Witness allows you to see nearby dead hunters and recently deceased monsters in Darkside.
Is that really going to make a big deal? Maybe it'll make some people run around and try to find dead bodies more. Is that going to be a major difference? Rat stuff, kind of.
Existing trait categories for a more interesting mix of traits and how players can acquire them. No longer are there only regular and burn traits. Instead, some traits will get the burn or scarce attributes, or both. Scarce traits can only be found in the vault and cannot be equipped from the menu with upgrade points. Shadow and the returning Shadow Leap are both
Shadow Leap, obviously we had that in a previous event. Is that gonna make a big difference? Ooh, maybe. I'd rather not have it.
Of scarce traits that are not burn traits and remain on your hunter until you're defeated or fail to extract safely. Shadow Leap has been adjusted to no longer work for leaping into meatheads as a balancing node. Most of our existing burn traits are now both burn and scarce traits, keeping them consistent with how they worked so far. Rare to find and short-lived, being consumed after they fulfilled their special purpose. However, we have adjusted some of their stack sizes. For example, you can now only keep a single instance of Death Cheat on your hunter at a time, while Remedy, Relentless and Rampage can still be held up to 3 times each.
This is a big one right here.
This leads us to our first newly modified trait, Necromancer. Necromancer is now a single-use burn trait with a stack size of 1, which costs 4 upgrade points.
4 points. You can only have it one time. There were leaks that said Necro was going to turn into a burn trait, but we weren't sure if it was going to, if you were able to have like 4 of them or something. But nope, only 1. And then as soon as you res, it's gone.
It also no longer drains your health when attempting to revive a downed teammate. What does this mean for solo hunters? Solo hunters using Necromancer receive a single restoration of all their health chunks as they get back up, but they can only attempt to get up a single time as Necromancer is now burned on use. The cooldown for self-revive has been reduced slightly as a balancing step.
They were so close, I think. They were so close to doing that right. A single use solo necro, okay, that's definitely an improvement, but they stand up with full health and the cooldown timer is shorter. I wonder, they didn't say how much. I wonder how short it is, because sometimes you get shot, you don't trade, but like you kill the solo and they shoot you and then you need to heal. Maybe you're bleeding or something, you're using dum-dum ammo and you need to heal or stop your bleeding. If it's like 5 seconds, they're gonna be able to get up before you can even stop your bleed, right? And they're gonna have full health too. Like, man. Oof. There's going to be situations where that exact thing happens, like I just described. You need to like stop bleeding, or you need to like kill a couple grunts that started running over to you as soon as you killed the solo. You're going to be distracted killing some grunts and they're just going to stand up with full health. Like,
Over the last year, we have introduced more ways for players to get back into the fight after being downed. These changes have had a positive impact overall, but have also introduced many points of frustration and contributed to stalemate situations. Having reflected on your feedback and the available data, we are making adjustments to burning and revive mechanics to reduce stalemates and bring more decisive closure to player versus player fights. The previously mentioned adjustments to Necromancer sit at the heart of this change in direction and are complemented by a much faster burn rate to fully burn out a downed hunter.
Okay, I like that. Hunters burn faster, good change.
We appreciate and want to emphasize the play and counterplay of burning and choke effects.
We've all been there, and you've probably seen many of my shorts where I have to sit there and watch dead bodies burn for so long. That's definitely not a high point of the game. So I'm actually glad that bodies burn faster. Good move.
We now have choke bombs, beetles and bolts available for players for tactical use, but we are limiting the duration of choke clouds to half.
Also good move. Chokes only last 1 minute. I like that. Before they were 2 minutes and they felt like such a gigantic waste of time. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I was fighting other people, a lot of times they would throw a choke or fly a choke beetle over to their burning teammate. They would put out their teammate and I wouldn't be able to burn them for 2 minutes. And what does the teammate do? They just sit there and don't do anything. So that just saves everybody time. good move.
This is a deliberate change to reduce the 2 minutes of just waiting out the choke cloud before making the next counter move in the fight. We're aware of the controversy surrounding everything to do with reviving, restoring, burning, choking, and generally stalling out the player versus player fights. Our core philosophy here is to provide mechanics for capitalizing on the advantage of taking down 1 or 2 members of an opposing team, but still have room for clutch counterplay and tactics to get your own team back in the fight without dragging out into overly long waiting games. As always, we ask you to keep an open mind to the changes and look forward to seeing how loadouts, tactics, and fight times play out in a live environment, as well as survey opinions collected as we go forward.
Yeah. He said that because of this part that's coming right now. He's saying, wait until you play it, and then when we put out the surveys, then you tell us what you think.
Moving on to gunplay topics, we are happy to announce that the centered crosshair will be available as the default setting for new players. A lowered crosshair option remains available for players who prefer or are more accustomed to that position. The lack of a centered crosshair has long been cited as a barrier to entry for players transitioning from other first-person shooters into Hunt. And with the August launch, it will now be available for them to consider trying Hunt again, as well as to more effectively onboard players joining us for the first time.
That was something a lot of people had a problem with. I never really had a major problem with it. I remember a long time ago, Shroud said he didn't like Hunt because of the lowered crosshair. He said that if it was in the center, then he'd play it or something. But he specifically didn't play Hunt because of the lowered crosshair. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but more options is better. I don't think that's a bad thing. That's fine, whatever.
We are applying a subtle drop to projectiles at longer distances based on ammo types and weapon characteristics, such as action type and barrel lengths. At extreme ranges, players will now...
Wait. Let me listen to that again. Drop range. So there's a new stat in the menus, it seems. Past this range in meters, the weapon's projectile will begin to drop, requiring aim adjustments to compensate. For most weapons, you can still hit headshots reliably for another 25 to 50 meters. Trajectory beyond this range varies based on velocity and gravity. The faster the bullet is moving, the less it will drop. Compact ammo weighs the least and has the flattest curve, while long ammo weighs the most and will drop rapidly. Now, as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's weird, because if you've ever taken a physics class, you should know that weight has nothing to do with the rate that something drops. Let me show you something.
Well, in my left hand, I have a feather. In my right hand, a hammer. And I guess one of the reasons we got here today was because of a gentleman named Galileo a long time ago who made a rather significant discovery about falling objects in gravity fields. And we thought that where would be a better place to confirm his findings than on the moon. And so we thought we'd try it here for you. The feather happens to be appropriately a falcon feather for our falcon. And I'll drop the 2 of them here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that?
How about that? If anything, they would, to be right, they would say that the velocity has an effect, but the rate that something drops doesn't change based off of how heavy it is. They could say something is faster, so it's like perceived drop is less. But saying long ammo weighs the most and will drop rapidly, that's no, come on, Crytek. You can make a little more sense than that. They can reword that or something. If they want to say, you know, what they should do is take the velocity into consideration and not say long ammo is heavy and drops more. That doesn't make any sense. And I already know people's like counter to that is like, oh, this is a game with zombies. It's not realistic. But as far as like trying to be realistic with ballistics, which that is what they seem to want to do, that makes no sense.
We are applying a subtle drop to projectiles at longer distances based on ammo types and weapon characteristics, such as action type and barrel lengths.
So they're applying drop based off of action type and barrel length. That also has absolutely nothing to do with it.
At extreme ranges, players will now require a bit more skill, judgment, and timing to land those perfect shots. While it becomes harder to hit the targeted range, we are also ensuring that any headshot will always be lethal at every range.
So that means unlimited headshot range, which in a way I'm okay with. Like if somebody lands the shot with a slow velocity bullet, like they landed the shot, give them the kill. I've said that before.
Making those kills even more rewarding. This notable change greatly mixes up weapon balance and the established meta, and we cannot be more excited for you to try all this out yourselves in August. While we expect speculation or opinions to run rampant with this news, can be assured, sentiment, data, and surveys will as always be the key measures we look at when considering the best course of action. We will be back soon with more topics around our big August launch. Follow our social channels for new videos and updates. See you soon.
Derringer no bullet drop. I mean, Derringer no bullet drop and unlimited headshot range is probably what that's going to be like, right? Bullet drop is the biggest game changer in any time of playing Hunt. Yeah, for sure. There was a time. Let me see if I can find a thing. It's a screenshot from Hunt from a while ago, and it is a while ago, but it was their reasoning as to why there was no bullet drop, and it makes total sense. Let me read it to you. I don't know if this is still live on their website, but this is a screenshot. Why is there no bullet drop in Hunt? Again, this is old. There were two main reasons for not doing this: short combat distances and the lack of modern scopes. First, a closer look at the combat distance factor. Hunt is set in a Louisiana bayou with plenty of swampy forests and half-sunken wooden structures as well, blah, blah, blah. Typical combat situation is around 50 to 75 meters. For that distance, you simply do not need to consider bullet drop. Furthermore, the weapons in Hunt use iron sights. Games that incorporate more modern equipment usually can rely on an array of red dot scopes and mid-range combat optics, as well as sniper, night vision, thermal scopes. Because the Hunt is set in the age of iron sights, you won't aim through the scope for most of your shots. With bullet drop, you would have to aim above the target, which forces the shooter to effectively have to guess where to shoot. That isn't something we want players to have to do in Hunt. We always want hunters to feel like they're in full control of a situation, and that if they miss a shot, it's due to their mistake and not a random element in the game. Every shot counts in Hunt, and hunters need to know that if they make the right calculation on each shot, they will reliably hit the target. So I guess that goes completely out the window. They threw that reasoning and logic out the window. Would you be able to see the bullet drop? Like see a little bullet flying? We don't see that now, so I assume not. I've already seen, let me see if I can find it. One of the Crytek employees basically was responding to this, and they said, well, if you found a statement from 2018, of course the game is completely different now than it was before. Well, I mean, the ballistics weren't. The ballistics aren't different from when it was back in the day. Maybe movement and some like velocity changes and stuff like that. Headshot range changes, but not actual ballistics. The ballistics of everything have been exactly the same. And this was their reasoning for why there was no bullet drop. So it's just showing that they went back on their own reasoning. I mean, this made sense. I was also seeing some of their like community managers being even snarkier than usual. Like this came out yesterday, and people are being even snarkier than normal. I see several people are jumping the gun before playing the event, but I appreciate continued feedback. I did see a thing where somebody said that, you know, you should be able to adjust the sights of the Mosin since there are weapons that have adjustable iron sights. Should you be able to now adjust your sights? Speaking of what people are saying, maybe we check it out really quick. What weighs more, a kilogram of long ammo or a kilogram of compact ammo? That's basically what I was saying before. Negative reviews for changes not even the game yet. Yeah, people are voicing their opinion. It's something to complain about something before it comes out, but there's where this is a little bit more intricate. The game has been out for 6 years, and this completely upends all of the muscle memory and the learning that everyone has built up for all that time. That's true. It's a very strange thing, I feel like. It's a very weird thing for them to do. Yeah, here's the thing. If the bullets drop, give us adjustable iron sights. Yeah, given this game's tendency to break with the smallest update, it's concerning to hear major update like bullet drop is coming. That's true too. If you know the last few updates that they pushed out, even the minor ones where they were just supposed to fix like a bug or something, they still break. It's still bad. The game still breaks every time they put out an update, no matter how small it is. So I can't wait to see what this is going to do. Not even specifically just with bullet drop, but like for the whole game. They're saying they're revolutionizing everything. Let's see things Crytek would do instead of just nerfing long ammo. Long ammo's been dominating meta for years. Can you do something about it? Like a small nerf would probably be enough. Idea. Let's rework the entire gunplay system. Add bullet drop. Sounds like an amazing plan. Yeah. Since the bullet drop is the reason why, and many other players, from what I saw in the very old notes in Hunt Showdown, there's big enough learning curve that I like to explore even after 3K hours. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's a weird move. They didn't want players to have to like calculate that. Acting like bullets are going to drop at people's feet when you aim at their head. Well, sure, at a certain distance it will. Literally. What about infinite headshot range for any weapon? I've actually said for a while, I don't know, if you can get a hang of whatever your weapon's velocity is and you hit a headshot at whatever distance, even if it's a legit 200-meter headshot and you land it with a slow velocity gun, I mean, you landed it, right? Somebody said before, like, oh, do you think bullet drop is going to have anything to do with cheaters, or do you think it's going to help prevent cheaters? No, absolutely not. I think the cheats are just like they can make it so that crossbow bolts go completely through terrain, and they make poison ammo go through the ground. Like, if one of the cheater clips that we got when we were catching cheaters was somebody had a Sparks pistol with poison ammo, they were at ground level healing waters and they were able to shoot through the ground into the basement of healing waters and kill people with poison ammo. Their cheats can completely circumvent any kind of ballistics or logic that the game has put in place. So I don't think bullet drop is going to stop cheaters at all. These updates going to help the game run any better? Probably not. If anything, it might run a little worse because the minimum requirements for the game are going up. So it's going to take more to get this game to run. With the necro change, I don't know if I said it on stream, but I said it to Hira earlier that it's kind of like you gotta bring some kind of one-hit weapon on you at all times, whether it's a spear or a shotgun or a hand crossbow or something that is going to be able to one-hit kill somebody who necro reses right in front of you, because now necro resing completely gives you all your bars. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be taking a look at the future little developer updates that Crytek is putting out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.